New old stock is a term that gets thrown around all the time in enthusiast and modified car groups. It's a great way to source parts that aren't available anymore, or to find a genuine manufacturer part in mint condition. You'll often find sellers asking a fortune for new old stock parts, but to the true enthusiast, these items are worth every penny. Parts like body panels and engine parts are highly desirable, but what about perishables like shock absorbers and boots? Are they worth the investment in 2024?
I bought these new old stock AVO shortened shocks with adjustable damping for way too much money, and we're going to see how well they perform. I'd never seen these before the listing came up, and they're actually quite impressive. They've got these polyurethane bushings on the bottom, the adjustable knob for the damping. Obviously they're a wee bit dirty, I assume just storage. They don't look to have been taken out of the box before. The next step is going to be installing them in the car, seeing what difference they make. This thing will be getting an entire new rear axle shortly, but the shocks are something we can do just now, and at least I'll be able to get a better idea of how it's going to sit. One thing I loved about this car when it was on the road was how low it was at the back. This is due to the Corsa B springs, which aren't the best idea because they do tend to fall out when you jack it up, but it looks great. The shocks say that they're 40mm lower than standard ones. I'm wondering how that will translate with the Corsa B springs on it. There's only one way to find out, really. My only problem is running these 7J wheels. They are just a bit too wide for the arches. As you can see, they've been rubbing a little bit there, moving it back and forward. So fingers crossed it sits all right and it's not too much lower. I am expecting it to be a little bit lower, but due to the adjustment, fingers crossed it'll be stiff enough that it won't rub. That's the theory anyway. Let's get this bottom bolt out and see how we go. These can be tricky, and it's going to be even trickier to film. So I've got a 13mm ratchet spanner and a pair of vice grips. The vice grips are going to go on the little nib at the top to hold it in place. Never mind, it's a 14 and I've not got a ratchet spanner that size. Excellent. Alternatively, if you're not planning on using the shocks anymore, just chuck a vice grip on the piston. Sorted. Thankfully we got that out with the use of some fire, and that is absolutely knackered. I mean, look at the state of that. Excited to see what difference these ones make. Let's whip that in. We'll whip this in the top and get the other one out, put that one in the top, join up the bottoms, see how it sits. Just lining this up. Okay, this side is intact. We'll do the other side, chuck a 17 on here, put it down, see what the difference is. Okay, that's both shocks in. Time to put a 17-inch wheel on that side and see how it looks. Drop it down on the ground. Okay, moment of truth. That is kind of fine. Huh, surprisingly not. Okay. I think it's on its softest setting now, so I'll apply some pressure and see what happens. Then we'll turn them up, make them stiff, see if there's any difference. Well, that makes quite the difference. Jesus. Well, I am more than happy with that. That is ideal. There's almost no movement on the stiff setting. I just went from maximum to maximum there, and I'm really happy with that. The max soft, it'll probably rub. Might get away with it with just one person, but the stiff, I don't think that's going to rub at all. I mean, check this out.
In conclusion, was buying new old stock worth it? Absolutely. The chance to buy a pair of shocks like this will likely never come up again, and I'm so glad I did. They're going to help massively with keeping the car sitting at this height, which was something I really wanted to retain when I put the new wheels on. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for the next one.